The path winds through slopes of wild scrublands. The countryside is deserted, and eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow. My people. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you have not the requirement it requires. Birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. They make you uneasy, as if you were an intruder in their presence. I mean, you probably are. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shamutanti Hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. Cover your mouth. You cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does no good. I warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here. For the moment, you must be very careful. Max stamina just decreased. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If it reaches 0, you'll be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting. Huh. So now we have two things. We can travel cross-country and basically cut, I'm going to assume. Or we can take the low res. We're gonna go ahead and take this. Another hour passes and you crest a small hillock, from the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards to a small settlement of huts. This must be Katopani. Now, if anything, we can look at the village, look for a way around, move on. We're not going to spend any stamina for looking for a way around. We're just going to move on. No time to waste. So it seems like we can definitely like go this way and avoid it, but there are all these caverns. We're gonna go. Woo, wee. I don't know if this wastes any in-game time, but I just thought that's funny. Of course, you cannot handle a town like Katopani. Then you could not hope to survive in Kahaban proper. Follow the path down into town. Round huts are made of a hard-baked, bright clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eyes appear in dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment, you think they will allow you to pass unchallenged, but then a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. Do we have a spell? What in our spell book would actually be pretty good here? So let's see. Creates a physical barrier in front of the caster, keeping out all intruders. So we could probably forfeit. We can probably do such as an uncoordinated. We could probably cast big. Walk requires 1 gold piece. Spells cast. It will transform into an invisible metal shield. Coin will be lost. Stop. Spell suspects a trap. And creates multiple images. So, you know, might scare him with, like, multiples of us. Does. God dang, this is loud! Okay. By casting this spell, the caster can create an illusion of treasure. Mag protects the caster from most magic. There is just a lot in here. This spell is useful. The pitfall, when cast, makes the caster bodies light. Can be cast to muddle its mind. So there's just a lot here. So, we're gonna look at him. He is 5 feet tall. They cannot grow much taller out here in this poisonous air. He has thick set of arms and thighs, is half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild, and his long red hair and beard stand out from his face in a weary tangle. Halt, stranger, he commands. What business have you in Katopani? I'm just merely passing through. There's no need to be concerned, but the villager is not content. Passing through to where? He replies. Wild eyes gleaming, there's nothing out there but that any honest man should want to see. I'm on my way to Kharé. I have myself never left this village, the man declares with pride. Although I can tell you there are two paths ahead. My advice is not for free. You must have money on you. For 2 gold pieces, I'll tell you what I know. I will find out for myself for nothing. So what worth is your advice? Man shrugs. That you will find out for yourself then. And he stands aside to let you move on by. You stride on into the very center of the village. There are few larger houses here. Even Katopani has its nobility, it seems. The only spot of interest is a small inn offering food for sale. We're doing pretty good right now. I'm just gonna pass it by. Okay, the tavern is not worth your time. It is too poor and meager to offer such hospitality. Head out of Katopani and along the path to Shamutanti Hills. Passing the outlying huts, you feel strangely uneasy. Hissings from within and sly faces disappearing from doorways make you feel decidedly unwelcome. Then at the end of town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. Bandits, 2 against 1, the first declare. You're lost, calls the other, so hand over your things. Come on. Don't think that we can reason with them. It would be nice if we could use 6. But let's try ahead and reason. Don't want any trouble, you declare. The first bandit edges forward, sword tickling at your chest. Running you through, no trouble at all. In the pack. I'm not giving him my pack. I am defending myself. You draw yourself your full height. You've mistaken me for someone else, you declare. I would like to give you a moment to reconsider because I will kill you if I have to. I'm gonna see if I can cast 6. If I can cast 6, I'm gonna be happy. Oh my god, no we can't. Oh man, 6 would have been really cool here. Let's go ahead. Law. Control non-intelligent creatures. They're somewhat intelligent. You can kind of tell. Let me see. J. Oh, but it requires a bamboo flute. Okay, what else do we have? Foff? No. Fog won't really help us. Okay, so it looks like these are the only ones that we can relatively use. Okay. So do we waste 3 stamina and try to, make them understand? Or do we fight and see how well we do? That's all. Oh, that's law. Yeah. Let's go ahead and see what that do for us. We cast a spell and wait for something to happen. And so do the bandits, but nothing changes. Then you remember this. Well, yeah, I knew it! Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a, feel for it. Okay, should have made things easier for yourself. His grip tightens on his sword. He's about to do a relatively powerful attack. I'm gonna go for 6.5. Enough of this. You go for his throat with all your strength. His own attack is easily turned. Bandit stops and coughs blood onto the earth, clutching his sword more tightly. Let's go ahead and go in for a more powerful attack. Cut the imbecile no slack. You spin around, bringing your sword backhanded across his skull. The bandit gasps his last as you run him through. 1 stamina lost. Skilled swordplay. And you can try again, but I think I can do it better. Hold the phone. Because, like, if anything, like, look, he's only, like, 4 stamina, right? So I can basically go and do my best and kill him instantly. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. See? The second bandit takes one look at his dead colleague and turns and makes a run for it. Okay, now this is where things get bad. If I let him go, he's gonna probably tell all of his friends and he's probably going to come after me. Or do I be nice and I'm going to let him go. You let him go. He will tell others not to try to interfere with Analanders in the future. Turning back the path, you begin walking once more. About half an hour, the way becomes an uphill incline. Okay, well let's go ahead and go here. Leaving Huntafani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Beyond that, the tiny outposts, there are scattered homesteads and care, a thriving Cityport. They're touched by cruelty, isolation and fear. Backlands and the long shadow cast by Magpack Fortress darkens everything. The freak is that noise? With the crown gone, stolen things can only grow worse. In the long years since Canalan, the Reformer founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom. Every 4 years, ensuring each one has its turn to lead. But no more. Rodelstone, Lenaland, Gelateria, and Bice have all enjoyed its power. Justice must be done for Analand and the 5 kingdoms. So here you are, a lone hero walking the long path to Mampag alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The surgeon, for all of his eyesight, hasn't mentioned this. Let's go ahead to the fork road. Road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin on the other side. The left path winds down into the valley, and the right rises up a slope towards the first thick forest of the hills. I'm more for the slope, really. Let's look right. Hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually. And you may get a decent view of the next leg up. Okay, we're gonna go there. You're about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. Let's look around. You look around and finally up in the branches of a tree. A pair of wizened, hollow feet are dangling down over your head. About to drop on you, perhaps. Do we dare climb up? Who's there? Who's there, you call? The voice cries again, a little more boldly this time. Up here, help, I can't get down. It is the voice of a feeble, weary old man. Stepping back a little, you can see him clearly, as thick as sticks, and dressed in dirt rags. Look at him. Is that a beehive? Let's go ahead and help him down. Swinging yourself on the lowest branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He is as light as a leaf, and within a moment you have lifted him to the ground. Thanks, Frat, he remarks, brushing himself down and almost knocking himself over in the process. I was just starting to get a bit, perturbed. But I'm on the safe now. He seems remarkably confident, considering that the slightest stumble might break him into bits. What will you do now? Keep going for Analand, he says. That's where I set off from, a while back now. You wouldn't believe the story if I told you. Suffice to say, though, if I know my eyes from my eyes, you're heading to Mampag, and you better be smarter than I was. An ear. He presses a page into your hand. It's a page from his. It is a page torn from a spellbook. This might be some use to you. I found this. Just found it. Mind and don't go asking how, but it's no good to me anymore. Okay, I'll go ahead and take it. Man falls quiet and squats down on the ground. With his jabbering done, you hear a buzzing sound from high up in the tree. Let's go ahead and climb up and investigate. Leaving the old man sighing with gratitude on the ground, you climb up to the branches of the tall tree. Because if I remember correctly, we need the beehive for like a very specific thing. The beehive hangs like ripe fruits from the highest branch. A huge number of bees dance out in a swarm. Okay, let's see what kind of spells we have. Okay, so Zap might be one, which probably is not a good idea. Dope. That won't help. Dawes causes slowness. Well, think about it. Let's see what else we got. No, we don't want Zap. Zen requires a jewel-studded medallion, which allows you to hover in the air. No, we already did that. What's the B one? Grow in size. No, I think, Dawes? Yeah, let's go ahead and do Dawes. You cast the spell over the bees, slowing their buzzing wings. The effect is unexpected. The bees begin to fall out of the sky. It seems without buzzing at high speeds, they cannot stay afloat. The spell has no effect on the old man. He begins to snore right back where he is. With the swarm cleared, you are able to climb the tree and open the hive, removing a succulent honeycomb and a nice ball of beeswax. You stash your finds in your pack. The light is fading. It's time to move on. Oh! The man cries suddenly, waking up once more. Do you want to hear me riddle? I heard it from the Elvins. Let's go ahead and hear him out. It might actually help us. You gesture with a hand for him to speak. See him through, he sees you not. The stinging beast in a box not left. To guard a key, it is his lot. To gull a witch of luck bereft? It is nonsense, clearly. You nod once, then turn your attention to the path ahead. I don't think so. This might actually be very important. What is bereft? That I do not know. It's a word that I have never heard before, but understanding it might actually be very key to the riddle. Okay, bereft. Deprived of or lacking something, especially a non-material asset. To gull a witch of luck bereft. Huh. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take the high path. The high route seems the most secure. In a valley you can be easily observed from above and led astray. But on the hills, you can go whichever way you choose. Of course, when night falls, it may be cold and exposed up on the slopes. But no matter, this journey was never destined to be easy. You begin the climb, letting the old man's jabbering fade quickly away. The path winds upwards into the hills and into the cover of a wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of some strange-shaped animal or other watching you, only to find that it is the silhouette of branches and leaves caught at an odd angle. After an hour walk, you are starting to feel hungry. Oh, you know, thinking about it, what if that old man was actually the previous champion that they were talking about? Let's go ahead and stop and eat. That way we can regain some stamina. Okay. You climb to the top of a low stone dolmen, then sit and pull out the sugary honeycomb and eat. While admiring the view down the hillside through the break of the trees, you feel better and rest. Time to move on. You stand and put on your pack, on which you had been sitting to prevent any creatures getting in, or any of your things falling out. Then you return to the path. The climb continues, with the path twisting this way and that. The air grows cold, and the sun flickers on the horizon, then sets, making it hard to see your way. But the moon is full, and when twilight is done, it'll be bright once more.